grateful to see your faces. If you are able to turn your video on so we can see your beautiful smiles. My name is Raquel. I am going to first and foremost go over our mission statement because it is important for you guys to know who we are, what we do, and what we're up to. So our mission is to help women elevate by owning our crown and identity, creativity, and power to build fulfilling lifestyles through passions. We uplift through our mind, body, and soul. Such a powerful statement for me, somebody who is trying to build a lifestyle through my passions. So just super grateful that we get to be aligned and walk aside such a powerful statement. Hi, ladies. My name is Raquel, and get to share a little bit about me. I am a mother of two beautiful children who run me thin all day, keep me busy, but I'm super grateful that I get to walk through life with them. You know, they teach me so much. And it is because of them that I decided to put me first. So as crazy as some people say it's selfish to think of you first, it's a necessity, it's important. I decided to take care of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually so I could be a better mother to them. So I decided to start my nutrition plan in my self-love journey 3 years ago. Feels like forever ago, but just 3 years ago. And it's changed so much in my life. You know, my results, I'm down 52 pounds with my nutrition plan, so powerful. But honestly, what it was for me, the biggest thing was my mindset shift. Who I was, in the dark space I was in my life then 3 years ago and who I am today, man, I'd paid anything to do that all over again just to achieve what I have today. So I'm super grateful to be here with you guys and just share with you guys a little bit about me. But you're going to get to hear a lot from super powerful women in this call who are going to share their stories and testimonies and just our walk, right? What we do and what we're up to. So because of that, we like to make sure that we're in a safe space. This is not no gossip group. This is an elevation group. We're here to empower you and to just pour into you what we've been able to receive so far. So we're going to go ahead and go over our pledge and commitment statement. And you guys are all muted, so you can't read this, but you will repeat it on your own. And in the blank, you're going to go ahead and say your name loud and proud. And I want to see lips moving. Don't unmute yourselves. So pledge and commitment statement is, as a woman of rain, I, Raquel, pledge to strive for excellence in my pursuit to be a strong and loving woman. I will fight to be better in all aspects of my life, with help and support from the Rain family. I will be responsible to the tasks that I commit to within Rain, and I let my integrity show through my actions. I understand that change starts from within. I commit to proper nutrition and fitness for the health and wellness of my body. As I look in the mirror to humble myself, I will become a better support to others and always have their best interest at heart. I commit to the confidentiality of Rain and understand that the information I learn from all involvement will stay within our group. I will walk in the name of love to the best of my abilities. If I can see thumbs up, make sure you guys all agree with this. Super important. We're all aligned. Thanks to Ree. Turn around real quick. Anyways, that's it. That's it for me, guys. Super grateful to be here with you guys. Today's topic is going to be about gratitude. So I think it's perfect for me to wrap it up with that. I'm super grateful to be with all of you here. And I definitely want to welcome the next person that comes into our call. This is someone who's been a friend, a sister, my uplifter. She's held for me through so many, many years and through life. Like, we've been through a lot together. I could sit here and do a whole topic on just that, but I'm not. So welcome my sister, Amanda Marshall.
Thank you, Raquel. Appreciate you so much, girl. It's just such a beautiful place to be able to have gratitude between your friendships and all the seasons that you've had. You know, Raquel and I have been through a lot. She said that, right? We met at a music video shoot back when we were both not even 21 yet, acting like we were 21, right? And just to give you a timeline, I am 33 now. So we definitely have been, you know, in each other's life for so long. I don't think her or I know how long now. We keep saying 13, 14, 15. Oh my goodness, all these years keep passing. But it's beautiful to have gratitude for the season that you were once able to be for each other in a certain season, but then that elevates and changes, and it consistently has, you know, and that's really what we're going to talk about, is having gratitude in all seasons of your life for the moment that's there. Sometimes we don't appreciate where we're at in our life because of where we know we can go. And it's okay to have vision, and it's okay to have perspective in that. But maybe the friend that's standing for you is giving all that they can right now for the place that they're in, and you get to be grateful for that. So just for an example with Raquel and I was in an abusive relationship, and she was somebody that I called on. I was also out clubbing, and so was she. So she was also somebody I called on because all I needed was one friend to go to the club with. Okay. All you need is one sometimes. I wasn't going to go alone, but if I had someone, we're going to make it happen. Or she was at the door. So I was like, girl, you got to get my friend in too, because you can't come with me, but all you sometimes need is the appreciation for those seasons, and God will elevate you. And I'm just grateful for that, because I really believe that if once I started growing and elevating, if I started judging where Raquel was at, then I wouldn't be able to have this level of who she is. And so that's, I hope, makes sense why I'm saying the gratitude through the seasons of life, because we all evolve and we get to appreciate where we come from without that judgment. So what's up, y'all? My name is Amanda Marshall. A little bit about me. I am a wife. I am a sister, but not through blood. Well, beside my brothers, right? I don't have any sisters. I have a lot of you as my sisters, right? But I'm, also a bonus mom. I really strive to be the best that I can. I'm a woman, so all y'all can relate to me right there. And really just striving to be a better person overall, whatever that looks like. And so tonight we're going to talk about the power of which I've personally been able to appreciate myself, appreciate the things in my life, the people in my life, the situations, even the bad, that have then helped me to be able to get a different understanding and perspective that's, brought more abundance to my life. Really, I know that the power of gratitude is something that we sometimes will take advantage of, or will take for granted rather, because we don't want to just stop and realize that it's 100% relying on us. The power of gratitude relies on your choosing every day of what you focus on, of what you see as abundance. And a lot of times we can start to shun the things that we once prayed for simply because we don't appreciate them. The time when we wanted the husband or the partner or the job or the money, and we pray for it. But once that thing starts to become normalized, once it's like a part of our lives and just what we have, if we're not careful, negative is natural. So naturally, because it's a consistent thing, and unfortunately, when things are familiar to us, we have less value on them. And so a lot of times we can pray our way into something and be grateful for it while it's new, that honeymoon phase. But what about after it's become your normal? Is it something that you're still grateful for? And how is that then helping you to create more abundance in your life, right? The power of gratitude can literally shift everything, because gratitude equals attitude. The way you're showing up each day will shift if you allow your focus to be focused on being grateful for what you have and what you don't have, being grateful for this moment right now. I want to speak to the person out there that's having a dark time. Maybe today has been an emotional roller coaster, and you just like, oof, I'm praying this Queen Connect call can uplift me because it's been dark. I want to talk to the person that doesn't see light at the end of the tunnel. I want to talk to that person that feels alone, that feels like nobody understands, that what you're going through is something that you're almost ashamed to even share. So you keep a smile on your face on Instagram and you show up powerfully. However, deep down inside, you don't see light. I want to talk to you tonight. And I want you to know that a shift in perspective can change everything. And sometimes you need the dark moments in order to not just bring light, to shift you into new light. So I can tell you, for me personally, when things are going good and when life is all great and I have money in the bank and, shorty, what you think, I'm making things happen, all my bills are paid, I'm not always looking for more. Sometimes because I'm ambitious, but if I know that I have rent for next month, I'm in a different space. I operate from more of an abundant place, yes, maybe more creativity. However, it's the dark moments where I'll really dig deep down inside of myself to shift, not just to get out of where I'm at, but to make sure I never go back there. And so if you're in a dark place right now, you're in a perfect position to wipe that slate clean if you do it right. If you allow yourself to really hear what's going on in you, you take the moments to appreciate you, appreciate the moment, knowing that it's happening for you to shift you to where you need to go, the transition that it's going to take you to will alter your life forever, but only if you allow it to. Only if you're able to really go through the darkness and stay in it and not blind yourself with flashy things. I'm going to tie this into the power of a grateful mindset, but I definitely want you to sometimes, I'm not saying sit in the darkness, but I'm saying don't go out and blind yourself with things that glitter, but they're not gold, that will provide temporary satisfaction to your soul, but continue to keep you in the darkness. I'm talking about going and doing things for external validation, going to people please, going to, just, so-and-so will, have that late night with you, and it might make you feel validated for that moment. And it might take your mind off of the darkness you're in right now. However, you not appreciating the place that God may have you in could almost keep you there because you're trying to turn a blind eye to it and really seek out temporary satisfactions that will ultimately leave you broken again. If you can allow yourself to stay in a place of darkness so much that you allow God's light to shine on it, to give you the truth about it, then you'll be able to heal at a deeper level that'll allow you to then appreciate the darkness you were in. The gratitude can be even inside of the darkness, but it'll give you a new level of appreciation for that place if you go through the darkness the right way. And what I mean by this is, for me personally, has anybody gotten out of a breakup, right? You out of a situation, you out of a relationship, you just broke up. I've had two ways of breaking up. I've had a breakup where I didn't appreciate being single. However, I wilded out because I wanted to pretend like I was happy. So here I was in the club, just having a good time, wearing the shortest dresses in the world. I did feel good though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt good. I felt, I got snatched. I had my hair done. I looked beautiful. Dudes were hollering at me. I felt good, okay? I had my girlfriends, but it was temporary because I really didn't allow myself to feel the pain. And I started to put a Band-Aid over it with partying with men, with those, those easy conversations where you're flirting and it's fun, the lustful conversations. That's what I'm talking about, by the way, in being in the darkness and allowing yourself to grow and heal through it, then putting the flashy things before it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the distractions that we keep in our lives to prevent us from looking at the wounds. And then I've had breakups to where I really was grateful. I'm trusting God. I'm trusting that I'm here for a purpose. I believe that there's somebody out there that I'm supposed to be connected to. So instead of blinding myself and being ungrateful, I'm going to take full advantage of the darkness and learn about myself. I'm going to listen to the pain. What is my body feeling? It's okay. How am I feeling today? Paying more attention to myself, being grateful for the fact that I have a sound mind, even in my brokenness, to listen to where I'm at. And that has really been able to provide a space where I could heal and find gratitude. Let me tell you right now, if you can practice gratitude in a dark place, that practice will continue to evolve throughout your life. The practice of gratitude can shift everything because you're operating from a place of abundance and not from a place of scarcity. You're not worried about the lack. You're not worried about what you don't have. And you're grateful for the breath that's in your lungs. You're grateful for the eyes that can see. You're grateful for the legs that can get up. That will shift when you're in depression. And it's not that the depression just goes away. Trust me, I know. Laying in bed is easier than getting up out of bed. But when you start to fix your mind on the fact that you can get up, on the fact that you're grateful that God has given you the legs to get up, on the smallest things, even if it's only that, then that new-founded gratitude will change your attitude towards it. That'll then get you to get up and go. The power of gratitude can shift a dark place to light. in a quicker instance. Because what I'll tell you is, even if you get blinded by the flashy things and you don't actually take care of yourself when you're in the darkness and you're not grateful for the darkness, that healing, by the way, it doesn't just get covered up and go away. It's there. It's a pain body. It's a trigger. It's how it's showing up in different places in your life. But you're blind to it because you turned your eye to it. You don't know what's there. But when you allow yourself to feel, when you allow yourself to heal, and when you allow yourself to fix your thoughts on the things that you do have, you then start to appreciate your life in a different way. You start to handle yourself differently. You start to be fragile with your own heart, because some of us are going out there and we're breaking our own hearts and we're not even aware of it. If you're in a situation with a relationship, in a job, with your family members, I want to give you a challenge tonight so you can see the power of gratitude. Take a moment to every day for the next, even just 5 days. Even just 5 days. Sometimes we want to do 21 days, 40 days, 5 days. Get up every day and write something down that you're grateful about that situation or that person or that thing. And I guarantee you will start to see the power of that gratitude through the implementation of that every single day. And, you know, it really says in God's word to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? Don't be conformed by the ways of the world. So when you are grateful for something and you're coming with the perspective of gratefulness, you will be able to see more things to be grateful for, because what you think about, you create more of. You're transformed by the renewing of your mind. So when you're thinking of good things, when you're fixing your thoughts on the good things in your life, you then have an abundance mindset that then also produces more great things to find. You know how they say, when you knock, you shall find, what you feed will grow, all the different things, right? What you knock for, you find. Some people are like, oh yeah, you just have to knock for opportunity, you find opportunity. Some of us are knocking for things that we don't actually want because we're fixing our mind on those things. What you think about, you produce. What you seek, you will find. There's so many different things in philosophies. The law of attraction. What a man thinks, so is he. The power of positive thinking. The power of negative thinking. Let's keep it 100. There's two parts to everything. And so when you choose to operate with gratitude and you're grateful for the things that you have in your life, you then produce more of that. And when you're faithful over what you have by taking care of it, by being thankful for it, you then produce more, and God can trust you with more. Because he says to take care of the things in our life and to be a servant with a grateful heart, with a cheerful heart, with a joyful heart, with a good spirit. Nobody likes anybody who, you know, is just disrespectful and takes care of them. Like, oh, here's $5, but you ain't shit. Like, you wouldn't like somebody like that, right? Like somebody who has a bitter spirit, but they do nice things for you. It doesn't feel good to receive from them, because you're like, you're not taking care of me out of like love. You're taking care of me out of this weird space of obligation. So think about the way that you're operating each day. Think about the way that you're taking care of those kids. Think about the way that you're taking care of that job. And most importantly, the one that's going to impact all of those is think about the way that you're taking care of yourself. Do you work out because you're grateful for your body and because you love your body? Or do you work out because you hate your body and that you want to change it? You can't be so fixed on getting results and wanting the change and transformation because you don't like the way that your pictures look, that you're not actually coming from a grateful place, loving your body. Because I can tell you right now, whether you're overweight or you're skinny, you're still going to have the same mindset, which is still going to create the same life. The way that you look physically won't change your life. The only thing that will is your perspective. And so we get to see the power in gratitude. We get to be grateful for the bad situations, for the dark situations, knowing that the more that we shine that light on it, the more truth that we'll find in it, the more transformation we'll find in it, the more we will be able to elevate from it. And I'm telling you right now, the more you elevate from the darkness, the more you appreciate the darkness. I'm grateful I was going to say that the word that Eva can't hear. No, she can stay. It's fine. I'm grateful that he hit me. Okay, I was going to say beat my you know what. I'm grateful that he hit me because it made me look in the mirror. It made me start to want to know myself more. Why was I allowing this to happen? I'm grateful in the weirdest way that I was molested when I was a child, because it allowed me to then now pour into other women and bring a deeper purpose on down on the inside of me. I'm grateful for the darkness because God used that too for good. I'm grateful for all things that have happened in my life because it shifted me to be who I am today. And you can't say you love yourself and hate all the experiences that shaped you. So be grateful over the situations you're in. If you're in a situation right now that doesn't serve you, that isn't based on, it isn't aligned with your core values, if you're settling, you get to be grateful for the opportunity to shift. I'm not telling you to be grateful for a man who might be cheating on you so you stay with him longer. All right, don't get it twisted. You get to be grateful that he did that because it's then going to help you elevate to where you need to be in the next season of your life, but only if you heal. Nothing is worse than getting out of a dark place, staying in a dark place, and going back into another dark place. So be grateful for the dark places that allow you to grow into the light, so then that way you can elevate in all of your relationships and everything that you have. And I know that the women that get to speak tonight can really align a lot of what they have today based on the way that they were able to heal through the darkness, how their gratitude served them, how the perspective of an abundant mindset, even when things look dark. Man, I don't have any more money, but I'm grateful I paid my bills. Those moments will then create a space for you to have more, because you're not saying, oh, I only have $50 left. How am I going to get through? I'm so worried. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? The gratefulness says, ooh, I'm so glad that I had what I had. I better watch out and not overspend, but I'm grateful. And God will say, okay, she deserves more. She's worthy of more. She'll be more faithful over more. And it creates that abundance in our life. And these women absolutely are amazing. I'm grateful for all that they've really helped me grow through, because when you're a true sisterhood, you grow through so much more than just a happy time. Like, we've had happy times, but they've also been here in moments where I've had terrible darkness, and we've also helped each other elevate by our own personalities and just shifting and growing and having attitudes and, growing in leadership. And it's really helped us to become better. But the people that you climb mountains with and you go through darkness with will be rooted in a way that nothing can shake. And that's exactly what these women are. So first, we're going to have our incredible Cass. Cass, are you ready?
I sure am. Can you hear me? No tech issues over here. Wow, my heart is beating because I was thinking as you were talking about just the art of gratitude, right? Or your gratitude can adjust your attitude. I felt like Amanda was speaking to me, right? Because the season I'm in, the mindset that I'm in, it's something that I constantly have to pull myself through. I was thinking this morning when I woke up, I ordered a couch 2 months ago. It's not here. I really want to be mad about it. Yeah, Raquel, 2 months ago, it's not here. I really want to be mad about it, but I'm also like, you got to purchase a brand new couch in COVID. A lot of people are trying to figure out how to pay their bills. You get a chill for a second. Then I went a little bit deeper and I was like, why is your couch taking so long to get here? And it's like, well, the manufacturers are shut down because of COVID. So there's people that aren't working. They're not producing things as quick. So you get to be in a space of gratitude that you were even able to make this purchase, but also being mindful of the fact that someone might not be getting a paycheck because they worked in that manufacturer place, right? Same thing with my bike I purchased, large purchase, not coming until November. It's just the little things. And so what God is really teaching me right now in this season is definitely to have the art of gratitude, to kind of slow myself down and just really be aware. As you were speaking, I was thinking, over my journey of finding myself in my healthy journey of 7 years, I don't remember ever talking about gratitude before this, or ever having a discussion with family members about gratitude, or school or friends. Like, I don't know, gratitude just popped up in my life in the last, I would say 3 to 4 years, maybe. And, I think of so many situations where God has tried to reveal it to me. And in this season, one of my biggest moments, two of my biggest moments, I've discovered them through this sisterhood. One is having the gratitude in the heart of being okay and accepting of being adopted, and seeing all of the blessings that came from that, seeing how large my family is, seeing the way that my upbringing was changed because of the fact that I was adopted. Instead of looking at it as woe is me, it's kind of like, well, you had this complete and total shift, right? And that is something that I actually discovered, I would say about 2 years ago, with Rain. You know, actually, I don't know if Jenny knows this, but just her story with forgiving her father and things like that helped me tug on my heart a little bit more about forgiving my biological mom. It's hard for me to even say the words. I'm like, Shannon is her name. But the words, you know, getting used to that and just having gratitude that, hey, you made a decision to give me up at birth because you didn't have the space to take care of me. You raised 2 other kids, and a lot of people would be like, why? And people ask me all the time, why should she give you up? I'm like, I don't know, because I don't look at it as that. Like, I don't look at it as like a woe is me type of thing. I really, truly am grateful. And I believe that it was a blessing over my life. You know, and I just, if you're in a financial situation, I just have so many things that are coming to my mind. And it's like, find gratitude in what you have. I think that's the biggest area I've ever been tested in. When I first started my journey, I was making well over 6 figures. I had flipped a house, sold a house, made a huge profit off of that as well. And I was doing pretty dang good. But I was not humble, y'all. I was not humble. I had no chill. I was the bougiest, baddest, you know, I bought name brand bags. I was materialistic to no end, and I just wasn't grateful for any of it. And God humbled me and said, hey, remember you were homeless? Let's put you almost in that state again. And about 3 years ago, I was almost homeless again. And I really had a fall on my knees at that time. I remember it was about the time of right around Houston Extravaganza, one of our biggest events. I was at my weakest point in that moment. And God was like, you better humble yourself. And I actually remember sharing it. I stood in a circle with a lot of these ladies and I shared, hey, I'm in a really bad space. I'm broke. I don't have vision. And many people at that time pointed me in the right direction. Many people at that time just gave me a shoulder to lean on. And, you know, throughout my journey, that's one thing that I'm beyond grateful for. Who would have thought that starting my Herbalife nutrition plan 7 years ago, deciding to lock arms with Amanda at the time, deciding that, hey girl, you're gonna drop some weight. I actually lost 20 pounds in my first 2 months. I went from a size 13 down to a size 2, switched it up, and I'm finding myself and loving myself. I found a sisterhood within that. But when I think about it, this sisterhood has also taught me the art of gratitude. It's taught me how to appreciate things. It's taught me how to thank God for things, be grateful for my surroundings. And I'm not sure how nutrition and gratefulness and all of it ties together, but I will say I'm beyond grateful that I've had the opportunity to link arms and to discover all of this throughout it. It was a mumble jumble share, but I think you're on this call for a reason. I hope that made sense, and thank you for listening to my share.
That was beautiful. I was like trying to order my thoughts as well. When you're saying before this, you don't know if your family like ever talks about gratitude. I was like, maybe at Thanksgiving, you know, at Thanksgiving when they're like, go around the table and share one thing you're thankful for. That's probably the closest thing to gratitude before coming into this community. Especially with Rain. So I was on a healthy lifestyle journey, right? And how that even happened, I had to reflect upon it and find gratitude in that, because there was a difficult conversation that had to happen like soon after I graduated from college, which ended in my relationship of like 3 years ending. But as I shared a few weeks back, my ex decided to glow up after we broke up, and he found Herbalife. And so I was like, hey, what are you doing? So that's how I even got connected to Cass. So even finding gratitude in those things, because God honestly like is writing the story for us, and we don't know how the pieces are going to fit together, but just finding gratitude in every step. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. There's like so many different things, but especially with Rain, like original Rain, when we first started going through like the workshops and stuff like that, is when I was really able to like think about all the things that somebody could say have happened to me, but really realizing that they happened for me. And I always talk about this lady, Sarah, one of our business partners. She did a share one time where she read 2 letters. And one of them was from the perspective of like, woe is me, and listing out all the things over the past like 3 years that could have like broken her. And then she read a second letter that was the same stuff, but just with a perspective shift. And it was a totally different message. And that's honestly what gratitude is. It's like reflecting on things, and it's not saying like life has been perfect and it's all roses and flowers because we're in this women's empowerment group, but it's like, what are we learning from it, you know, and how is it building us so that we're able to like learn the lessons? Because I think sometimes when we don't find gratitude, when we don't learn the lessons, then we end up repeating the thing. I think Jenny shared about it a few weeks ago, like you end up dating the same dude and he just has a different name, you know, that type of thing. So find gratitude in those situations. And one thing I can think of as far as gratitude, one, just to tie in the nutrition thing as well, since I talked about how I stumbled upon the nutrition plan, I was able to lose 30 pounds along this journey. But something I was thinking about and finding gratitude for this morning, thank you, is teaching from home. So we live in this COVID world right now, and obviously virtual teaching is not easy at all. And I'm an art teacher. You know how hands-on art is, but it's all virtual right now. But just finding gratitude, I'm like, I don't have to pay for gas. I don't have a commute. I only have to get dressed from the waist up. Kids are on mute most of the time, unless they unmute themselves. I can't put them on mute in person, so I can get my point across more clearly. But also I'm able, like that time I would have probably been in the car this morning, I was able to take that time to follow up with two sisters that are my clients that are so excited about their nutrition plan, you know? So just finding gratitude in the smallest of ways. So thanks for listening to my share.
Yes, Kelvana, you literally just like reminded me of all of the gratitude that I have, because I don't think that I had gratitude before this either. It could have been Thanksgiving, maybe that was the day, but it's crazy how I didn't realize that until this call, that I didn't live in that space of gratitude prior to this sisterhood. And I didn't at first. So when I came in this sisterhood, I was broken. I had gotten out of a relationship. It had wrecked me. And I was just lost. And it wasn't until I lost the weight that I had gratitude for that man who God allowed in my life to help break me down, because I knew I would never have found all of you beautiful queens without him. And I actually wrote a letter once on a flight home to Wisconsin, like thanking him. Like, thank you for being in my life. Thank you for ending the relationship, because it got me to where I needed to be today. So losing the 24 pounds allowed me to see my life in a different perspective and to thank him. You broke me, but I'm so freaking grateful that I had that opportunity to know you and for God to use you in my life to help me find this sisterhood. Because I can tell you ladies that before that, I was in such a negative place. Like, everything that came out of me was negative. My cup was empty, and that's what I was pouring over. And this sisterhood just filled me up completely. And 2 years ago, I used to be a teacher. We'll get into that. But 2 years ago, I had a principal who came in. It was the first principal I had minus the one that I came in with. But it was my first brand new principal. And she came in and she just started changing everything. We had an amazing community culture at our school, and she came in and it was those people, and she wanted her people in. So it was very like she wanted to rip us apart. And I had God just talking to me and just saying, you need to pray for her. You need to pray for her. And in the prayer, I had to look at things and be grateful for her. And I can tell you, that changed the way that I looked at her. I understood her from a different perspective, because she was also my sister in Christ, although it wasn't always reflected, but she was. So I was like, I get to pray for her because she isn't showing up as a leader should be. And I can see that from an outside perspective, but I get to pray for her leadership. I get to be grateful that God is allowing her in so I can see how I can be a leader. And in the second year, I was so hopeful God's going to change it. He's going to shift it. It got worse. And I still got to pray for her and still got to try and uplift coworkers and help them be grateful as well. Literally some mornings it would be so bad. I'd say, stop and tell me 3 things you're grateful for. They'd be mad at me, but they would do it. And it's crazy because you could see him shifting. But the beautiful part about this is that I'm so grateful for her because she made me so unhappy in my job that it made me listen to God. I was in my classroom in November of last year, and I heard God saying, you're done teaching. I'm pulling you out. You're being held captive by your classroom, and I have a bigger purpose for you. I would never have heard that message, though, had she not been in my life. I am so grateful that she was the principal, because she is the one who allowed me to be so uncomfortable that I had to shift and I had to move. I couldn't stay there anymore. And because I love my coworkers and my school district and the kids I worked with, I would never have left because I was comfortable. I was unhappy with a lot of things, but I wouldn't have left. So I'm so grateful because I was able to see, hey, I can move away from this and I'm okay, because I started this side hustle with my sisters. Never, ever, ever did I think I would walk away from teaching. And now I will tell you, I'm in such a space of gratitude. Calvana, God bless your soul, because I don't know how teachers are doing it right now. I literally have no clue, because I know they're working crazy hours, working their ass off. But I'm so grateful that God pulled me out when he did, and that he gave me an extra income to support me in this time, and I don't have to worry. So ladies, pray over your situations and have gratitude, and I can tell you it will completely change your life.
Yes, Jenny. Oh my gosh. So many fire moments within that. I'm like, damn, that's my friend. All of these women are so incredibly dope. And I'm just, so blessed to have all of them, as part of my sisterhood and my friends, I'm Sarah. I've been a part of this sisterhood for 2.5 years now. And it's just been an incredible, incredible journey. When I was thinking about like gratitude, and like so many of the women shared, there was a time in our lives where we really didn't even think about gratitude. Like there will be occasional little pockets of time or situations that were like, that made you thankful for what you have. But gratitude as a whole is just something that people don't really spend time in thinking about truly what they've been blessed with. And for me, I was just thinking about just these past few months in general. It's been a crazy world and we've all been obviously living in it, but I feel like there was just probably like a solid maybe 2-3 weeks where like it was like the crush of everything just kind of like was felt like so heavy on everybody's like shoulders. And it was just like from, COVID and having to be in quarantine for, I think after like 5 weeks of quarantine, people were going stir crazy and it was getting to people. But it was also just everything happening with the deaths and the racism and, the oppression and the like stigma and all of that was going on. And then also for me, like having graduated this past May with my master's, but not even being able to truly celebrate it the way that I want after years and years of school, or like having to cancel trips and things like that. I feel like just in that moment, it was just like, so like such a down feeling. And so I really had to take a step back and was like, all right, God, what's the move? What we doing? And it was just having to take care of me first, because that was something that absolutely went out the window when everything was going on. Was I put myself all the way at the bottom of the pole. And so I had to really take a step back and be like, all right, Sarah, what is it that you need to do to take care of you? Because there are so many things that you will not be able to do, so many things that you will not be able to accomplish if you don't go back and look at you first. And so I had to go back and start all over as my first and only client. Like all of these, women that shared, we are all queen leaders. We're all like results coaches and helping other women get results, but we are also our first and best clients. And so I had to go back and be like, all right, Sarah, look at what you're eating, look at how you're feeling your body, look at, the workouts that you're not doing, look at, just the energy that you can have, but you're choosing not to have. And so I went back and got back on my nutrition plan. And ladies, it's just been incredible, because I knew how incredible it felt when I lost my initial 22 pounds, my first 90 days of starting my nutrition plan. And now getting back and, getting rid of that quarantine belly, getting snatched all over again, and just getting like those gains back has been super, super, super incredible. And it really made me be grateful, so, so, so grateful for the opportunity that I was given. Like we have so many roads and so many different ways and directions that we could go in this life, but the fact that God placed me with these queens, that God placed me with this company, with this nutrition plan, with all of it, I'm like, all right, I get to absolutely take a full advantage of it. And so it's just been, incredible to really start all over and just take care of me first. And I'm like, unintentionally, I wore this shirt that says heavy on the thank you, God. And it is so in alignment with this message, because if all else fails, we know that God has such a big plan and a purpose for each of our lives. And so whether we are in the middle of the dirt, like, you know, in the mud or whatever, just knowing like I get to thank God because I know what he's already going to do and plan for my life. And so it's just been an incredible journey, but that's a little bit about me. I really want to get into all of you. You all were invited on this call by a queen leader who sees something so incredible in you that they knew that you had to be a part of this. You had to listen to this message. You had to be here to experience this and be here in this moment with each of us. And so I really want to go over what the next steps are for you to be able to elevate and be the best version of yourself. And so the first one is really join our squad. We want to be able to lock arms with you with our vision and our mission to impact women's lives and just be able to create an incredible source of income. And so we know in this time, there are so many people that realize that, you know, nothing is safe. Like job security, that's been thrown out the window. That's been buried 6 feet under. And so everybody's looking for a way to be able to earn an additional income. And people, like we have some of our incredible queens who are making t-shirts, that are doing lashes, you know, that are doing paintings and other things on the side. But all of us collectively are able to create an additional income by first getting our results and then paying it forward to be able to help other queens do the same. And what an incredible and dope way to be able to earn an additional income is by helping other queens elevate. And so the next step would be for you to be able to just schedule a one-on-one queen elevation to be able to go over what your goals are for yourself. And that's, you know, including mind, body, and soul. And so we want to know all about you. We want to know how is it that we can support you to just be a little bit better. And so we are absolutely here for you. We want to know all those steps. And then the last one is really on this call, like you heard all of us sharing our different experiences. Like we have these calls every single week. We have different topics every single week. And we want you to be able to take full advantage of it. Invite the queens in your life to come and experience this with you. If this has blessed you, just think about who else can really stand to like listen to these kind of messages. And really think about like, who are you going to bring with you the next time that you come back on this call? And we have our special call for next week. That one is specifically for, like, if you saw and you loved what it is that we do, you get to actually learn, like, how is it are we making income? I know y'all curious. Like, how is it that we're actually, like, making this additional income? And really, truly, how we're able to build this this business through our sisterhood. So definitely join us next week. Same link, same time, and we will be here. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining us.